adding to a winning trade is one of the most powerful things that a trader can do.
You're in that moment, it's euphoric. Oh my God, it's breaking out.
It's also one of the fastest ways to turn a winning day into a losing one. Suddenly you're holding a larger position at a worst possible price. And what was a 2-hour winner turns into a break-even trade or possibly worse. Adding to winners is not the problem. When or adding at the wrong time is. Sean's gonna go over the right time to add to a winning trade.
And what you're trying to do is scale up. You're trying to get to that next level. You want to use a little bit more shares, and you're wondering when to add to it, right? This is that sort of feeling that you get, and it's called the winning trap. Hey, it's going, but I don't have enough shares. When am I gonna add to this position? What am I gonna look for? So you feel that sort of high, and you're like, yeah, I really enjoy this kind of a play, but I want more shares. You have to be able to figure out what is your edge in this moment. Right? Don't get too hyped up about it. When your excitement peaks, this is generally when your risk to reward is at its worst. Because we're not that excited if it's just, 10% in the money. Maybe it's ripping up 20%. Maybe we've got a 30%. Maybe we've got a banger on here. Maybe it's even 50% in the money. But that's when it's like, uh-oh, now what do we do? We've chased the move. Do we want to add into it? But this is generally speaking, when we get that feeling, the move has been exhausted, and there sometimes can be that mean reversion. So if you're in here, all of a sudden your entry on the in is right there on the way back down. Well, why did you even get in there? Next thing you know, you're stopped back at break even, and now you've lost your whole day. You don't even have that winner on board. So what are we going to try to do here? The only valid place to add has to be structured. Only a key structural level will help you with this move. And these are some of the things that we just talked about right now. What are the 3 levels you might be looking for? And everyone's gonna have different trading styles, but maybe you're looking for VWOP. Maybe you're looking for support to flip over into resistance. Maybe you have a moving average that you trust. Is it gonna be your 200 period? What is it? Is it gonna be a 5-minute chart? Is it gonna be a 1-minute chart? Figure out and define where you're going to average in, where the math just works. All right, if you take your original position of 500 shares and you have a price of $20, all right, reasonable trader, we talk about this all the time, you're gonna put a stop of 50 cents. So if you're going 1-to-1 to your risk to reward, that means 20.50 is gonna be your initial stop. All right, what winds up happening is the stock eventually goes to 21.50, and what you wind up doing it, like I said, you're in that moment, it's euphoric. Oh my God, it's breaking out. There's Nvidia breaking 225, there's Tesla breaking 400, whatever it might be, and you decide to add some more. The problem here is now all of a sudden, you've altered your average price. Now you only added 250 more shares. But the idea here is you've altered your average price to give you now 20.50. That same stop loss right there goes now only a 10-cent win. While if you waited for potentially a pullback, right, into 20.80, let's just call that VWOP. It goes from $20 to 21.50. We'll give VWOP 20.80 at that time. Wait for that pullback. That gives you a better average price of 20.27. Therefore, your stop, you've locked in 33 cents. This is what you're looking for. Structural pullbacks to get in do not have FOMO at the top. But before you click on that buy button, make sure that these requirements are met, or else you're gonna blow up your account. Now, what are those requirements? Well, your original position, this profit must be already at least 1R. You're not gonna add to a position that hasn't met your risk tolerance yet. Never add to a losing trade, all right? That's the one thing. If it's coming back into your zone, let it work, and if you get stopped out, you get stopped out. The second one is make sure when there's a pullback, and this part's pretty key, and sometimes it's hard to follow, especially if you're just in the seconds or minute charts, make sure that the volume isn't super heavy, all right? You wanna make sure that there's some sellers in there that is creating a pullback in your stock, but the volume shouldn't almost outweigh the volume that you're initially trading off of. All right, if there's an extreme amount of volume, then the sellers have come in waves, and it may continue to push lower until there's some buyers. If the selling volume is a little lighter, then that's where we say, okay, the really sellers aren't in here yet. These are just profit takers. We're gonna take advantage of that. Wait for your structural moment to get in, right? Maybe it is a VWAP. The second one is wait for that confirmation candle. Don't get too excited. Don't go in on every single trade. Wait for that one move to set up. And if that comes into play, then this is when you use your next, the 50% rule. You know, we showed that example. If you got 500 shares initially, just add 250. You know, if you add another 500, it throws off the math. If you add 750, it throws off the math. All right? Make sure that if you have a winning position, take only 2 to 1, 50% sizing rule. Here's an example here that we have. If you've gotten out of some, you have 66% left, just put it back to 33% to get back to your 100%. All right? You don't always need to add that 50%. Judge how much you've taken out, be comfortable with your share sizing, and you will be fine. If you follow these rules, you'll have success.
Exactly. A powerful tool averaging up into trades, but you got to do it at the right times. The 3 times to do it is shown by Sean. That's what it's all about. Take your trading to another level.